What does it mean to have a soul? This question shook the world when Genesis Corporation revealed the first successful demonstration of their artificial womb capable of growing clones. It set off intense debate across society. Religious groups emerged as vocal critics, arguing these manufactured replicas had no souls. Genesis countered that the artificial humans were biologically identical to naturally born humans and should have equal rights. As news spread, protests erupted with people fearing these soulless synthetic beings infiltrating society and replacing natural-born citizens. Extremists called for preemptively exterminating all fabricated entities. Governments faced impossible choices around regulating or banning the technology, while also potentially recognizing the lab-grown humans' rights. Heightening public outcry, Genesis had already covertly released dozens of cultivated humanoids to acclimate society to their presence. The existence of these first anthropic duplicates provoked explosive protests, demanding their capture and elimination before propagation. Genesis maintained the artificial lifeforms were innocent and undeserving of persecution. Intelligence agencies now scrambled to find and contain the released beings. Sensing public opposition, Genesis vowed to accelerate production and education of the human replicants to establish them as undeniable members of society. The stage was set for massive conflict over not just the rights of these entities, but the ethical limits of science itself. The future of these engineered creations and humanity's relationship to them hung in the balance. As Genesis ramped up clone production, public panic swelled at the thought of being outnumbered by these synthetic humans. However, when some clones were caught and subjected to inhumane experimentation, many realized these creations seemed to exhibit human traits like fear, pain, and desperation to live. Minds began to change as the artificial humans pleaded their case in secretly filmed videos circulating online. Once vilified as soulless, they now seemed no different than people born naturally. Their creators argued advanced beings have little need for concepts like eternal souls. Consciousness itself is what matters. Amidst the raging debate, the first cultivated human representative addressed the UN, making an impassioned case for recognizing his kind's shared humanity. But during this landmark speech, tragedy struck. A radicalized synthetic human carried out a lethal attack in the assembly hall, stoking public outrage worldwide. In a manifesto, the killer claimed he wanted to prove that these engineered entities possess free will and agency, just like humans. By committing an act of violence independent of any programming, he sought to demonstrate their capacity for making choices beyond genetic coding or engineering constraints. To him, the premeditated murder of a human proved that these beings should not be viewed simply as manufactured products without autonomy. Though his methods were condemned, the killer's point was made. These human replicants seemingly have the same potential for independent action as any person. Why was Genesis so intent on creating artificial humans? Perhaps because they represented science unrestrained by morals, an entity shaped entirely by technology instead of nature's unpredictability. Was this a triumph over natural flaws, or an excuse to play God, valuing progress over ethics? Whatever the truth, society was plunged into turmoil over humanity's power to engineer conscious life. What was the rightful place in the world for these manufactured yet thinking beings?